Oh my gosh. What a jerk. Okay, so don't know what that was about. It looks like it's restarting. Okay. So thank you guys for your patience as we work out these little kinks. So I'm restarting the live. This is going to be sort of like a part 2. So apologize about that, guys. I know most of you will come right back. So someone had asked a question in the previous recording that can fallen angels pretend to be your friend? And yes, I would. That's something that they do. That's something that's like a trick. They have done that historically. They will pretend to be creator God. Fallen angels will pretend to be in your best interest. And so this is something that people would want to look out for, be mindful of, especially in the New Age communities. I mean, there's all different ideas and opinions about what are angels, what are fallen angels or spiritual beings. And so we're just doing this mostly from the innerchristos point of view. But tonight I want to go and talk a little bit about what some of these angels' names are. Some of the beings that are coming out of different planets, different alien races. Now, they don't talk about that in the Bible. So, but this is something that different sources will talk about. Like even in the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch talks about these angels and how they mated with humans. And so the canonized Bible doesn't include the book of Enoch, but it is a written work out there that even the Guardians acknowledge Enoch. They talk about Enoch. And so this is something that is part of our drama. Part of what happens on planet Earth has to do with these beings. And so it's part of our spiritual awakening, part of our spiritual ascension process. This is something that is part of politics. It's part of the government. It's part of spirituality. It's part of religions. Fallen angels are an active part of the drama on Earth. And so I want to go over some of the names of some of the angels that are involved with this. And then we'll go into what some of the information is coming from our teachings, which is the Emerald Order Law of One, innerchristos teachings. So much respect to all of you and whatever your beliefs are. We will have different ideas and opinions about what are angels, what are fallen angels, what is Lucifer, what is Satan. There's going to be different ideas. And you guys, that is okay. So as long as you are respectful to the group, you can disagree. And we can talk about it peacefully. And we can still be friendly with each other, even if we have different opinions. So let me just add some. I don't have my amber. Yeah, we do. We got some amber in here. The earth is involved with spiritual warfare, you guys. And so whatever form you think that takes, you know, a lot of us can agree there is a darkness. There is an evil in the world. And but from our point of view, it's not because of some sinful nature that you're born with. There is free will in the universe. Beings have their own thoughts. They choose their own, because religion doesn't express free will, but you will find out that you're making your own thoughts. You're going to be thrown, according to your teachings, you're going to be thrown into heaven or thrown into hell based on your free will choice of thoughts. So while people are going to say there is no free will, but you are making your own thoughts. And God would punish you, your God would punish you if you made the wrong choices. So that is assuming and based on free will. You're making your choices on what you think and what you do. So we have free will to choose whether we're going to follow this path of chaos or a path of order. Because that's what spiritual warfare is. It's against each other. They oppose each other. The path of chaos is about fear. It's about guilt. It's about shame and subservience, worshiping these beings. Worshiping gods, whatever your God's name is. It's about a whole different set of values and attitudes, responsibilities. Okay, so we're not about fear. Okay, we're not about an angry God. We're about, the path of order is about recognizing and acknowledging the sacred universal law of one. And these beings are actually against God, the fallen ones. The people call them demons or whatever. This is a negative, dark, evil consciousness. And we go into the physics of it. We go into the logic, or you would say, like all these different creeds are red flags that we will see in the world, and in certain belief systems, you're going to see that some of these religions are actually feeding the phantom propaganda. And so that's part of, like someone had asked, are angels, can angels pretend they're good? Most definitely, that's what they do. That's part of their, what they're doing in New Age. It's part of what they're doing in religion. They pretend to be God. That's what fallen angels do. Now, people will say that's what Lucifer or Satan does. Well, this is any being. Any being choosing the path of chaos is going to be following and expressing false creeds. Any creeds that have to do with taking energy, feeding off of other life forms, life force energy. We don't allow that. We become mindful of that, and we protect ourselves from that happening. Because even nowadays, you can see that people are becoming, there is psychic people who can perceive these beings and see them. Others are clueless about it. They don't have those connections turned on within themselves. One thing you'll learn in these teachings is that all humans have that capacity to protect themselves. And so to become aware of that energy and to do something about it, to not allow that path of chaos. It's not based on sinful nature. It's based on free will choice of the path of chaos or the path of order. That's it. Every being, every individual needs to make that choice. So the connection is good this time around. Just let me, I didn't go in and say hello to everyone. This time I will, because we're back online. Celine, Sarah's back. Alicia Rose in the house. We're back. Yes, we are, Star Sister. L. Nixon, Rider of Dragons. Thank you, Holy One. I'm glad you're back too. Robin Kirk back. Sir Madism is back. Yo, Vato Loco. What's up, brother? Much respect. Good to have you. Good to see you. Higher dimensions. Yeah, that was strange. That usually does not happen. That hasn't happened in a while. Usually we'll get a little, it'll slow down, but it'll go back to normal. Yes, thank you, Zoto. Systems are back to the green. Galactic Guardian, my Chiwa sister. Good to have you. Etheric Mystic. Yeah, you said it. Huli, Machiwa, GTS, Holy Vatos, Machiwa, Holy One, thank you. Wow, tiger emoji. I never seen that tiger emoji. Thank you for sharing. That's cool. Let me save that. Well, I have to put it somewhere here, right? Okay. Good to see you, Haley, Huli. Good to see you too, brother. Yeah, it looks like a lot of you are back on. So we had, where do you get your resins? Etheric Mystic. Well, I buy them by the pound. So Divine Incense, let me see, is a good place to try. Divine Incense. So I definitely bought from these guys before. But they're set up like a... Wait, these guys are set up like a wholesale. But if you're going to invest in incense, it wants to do a $100 minimum because it's a wholesale. I would say go for the $100 and invest in pounds of incense. Like start with frankincense and benzoin and amber. So that's the issue. I don't buy it at retail. I buy it wholesale, and you can too if you're willing to spend $100. It's called Divine Incense. Just answering your question. Galactic Guardian in the house. Stefan Oswald in the house. Good to have you guys. Amber in the house. Omni Love, sister, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Thank you, Robin Kirk. Yeah, that video came out pretty good, so I was so happy to hear all the positive comments and feedback because of the... Dude, it was like seriously, a lot of people said, I want more of this information. Maybe some of you won't like that, but there's too many people who want to hear more of that information. So I'm already started part 2 of that playlist series about the secret space program. Now, I've studied this for years, but I never really talked about it in my platform, but now I'm going to talk about it, right? I'm talking about 10 years I've been studying it. Average view duration, 4 minutes and 44 seconds. That's a beautiful number. Thank you. Blessings. And so the spiritual war is ongoing, you guys. I know they say the angels came, the angels fell, Lucifer and Satan are influencing you, but there's a little bit more to it than that, right? So let's talk about some of those. In Christianity, we have Lucifer. We have, it's known as the most famous angel. Okay, originally a high-ranking cherub who rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven. This is a name that most people are, 1 second here. Most people are familiar with Lucifer. The morning star, right? Let me straighten out my Thanks, you guys. So, some people like Lucifer. Some people are worshiping Lucifer. Satan, it's often equated with Lucifer, but it's seen as a distinct entity, even in Christian traditions. And in our traditions, we talk about Lucifer, Luciferianism, Luciferians coming from the Anunnaki races. It's a people, it's a type of race that behave within the path of chaos. You see, it's not about guilt and sin, man. This is the church religion dogma propaganda. Okay? They have this whole idea and notion. and lore of what Lucifer is. That's not our lore. That's not our lore. It's, first of all, this is an important thing that I have to say even nowadays, even now, today, I have to explain what is an angel. Same thing with fallen angels. I mean, they're both angels. One is path of chaos, one is path of order. What is an angel? Okay? It's a being from another world, outside of the terrestrial of Earth, extraterrestrial. In the Bible, they'll just say, oh, it's some beings coming from the heaven, and some of them fell, 2/3, 1/3, whatever, fell. Okay? And fell to some place like hell, or a waiting place to hell, gonna influence humanity. This is their lore, their myth, their teachings. So we call it, not only is Lucifer not an individual, not a single person, it's a collective, it's a race of beings. So we want to get that out up in front, but you're going to see, I'm going to talk about some of the religion's point of view on angels. And so some of the texts would be what they believe in. Satan, we just mentioned that. The Watchers, okay? A group of angels mentioned in the book of Enoch, not the canonized Bible, but a lot of people respect the book of Enoch, talk about the book of Enoch, which mentions, the Watchers as those who descended to earth and fathered the nephilim. Now, first of all, I want to say, whoa, wait a second. Oh, that's crazy, right? Because it's, I thought it was dollars for a minute. Tracy Ann became a member. Welcome, Star Sister. You also have a link available to you. It's in the members area. So if you go to my channel, go to the members tab and look down the tab and find the link to the Discord chat server. You can kick back with us on Discord. If you can't find it, ask me, ask Celine, ask Indigo, or any of our moderators. We have Etheric Mystic. Thank you so much, Holy One, for supporting this work. Bless you. I love your thumbnail. That's awesome. I know you were here last time and been here before, so thank you so much for helping out. And I just want to say, you guys, I'm not doing too well financially. And I am sincere. I am honest. Maybe some people think I'm making money. I'm not. So everything counts. Bless you, Etheric Mystic. Thank you so much, sister. Hugh Lee. Thank you, Holy One. Bless you very, very much. Thank you for supporting this work. Thank you for being here regularly. You're awesome. And he also writes, thank you for all your work and teachings. Are you living near Area 51? No, I'm not. I've never been there, actually. But I have seen, I would travel all the way north from Vegas all the way to Goldfield, because I used to live in Goldfield. It might be the smallest town in Nevada. It might just be. We had no stores there. Wait, there was one store. But we had a couple of restaurants and a bar, of course. What's the deal with no store? Literally, there's no supermarket. There was one convenient. It wasn't even a normal convenience store. It truly was not a normal Circle K. It was like a mom and pop type of convenience store that had only a couple aisles. And so I didn't mean to grow on that tangent, but as I would go north towards Goldfield, I remember seeing not Area 51 signs, but little alien inn signs and references to it. And I know it's a famous place, you know, secretive place, and even has to do with some of this stuff we talk about regarding aliens and UFOs. But thank you so much, Hewley, for supporting this work. Bless you, so brother. And you've been a member for you've been a regular for over a year, so yeah, your star is even 6 month plus. So thank you so much for supporting this work. So yeah, let me the nephilim. Now, so that is something that that these teachings don't agree with that comment, but I wanted to say something about Enoch. Enoch was a real person, and Thoth is an example of a person, like individuals. Enoch is an individual, Thoth is an individual, but they're belonging to fallen angelic races. Okay, tonight's topic. We talked about angels are beings that come from other realities outside of the earth system, not coming from heaven or hell. They're coming from outer space. They're coming from other planets, and they come to our planet and influence our planet. So, nascent now. Loved your video the other day about the space programs. Would love to see more. Thank you so much. And that's another confirmation that I need to be making more secret space program videos. And I will. I'm already working on part 2. Thank you so much for that. Bless you. Thank you for supporting this work. You guys are awesome. I really need it now more than ever. And I don't know why. I just checked my funds today, and I should do that more often, right? I didn't know it was so low. And so I just have to be more mindful. And honestly, quite honestly, I need to start selling more artwork. I need to start promoting it. I need to start promoting my products for sale, because I can't rely only on donations. It's not happening. So I'm just saying that to be transparent. That's why I'm going to advertise things to sell. Maybe I'll start selling incense like I was supposed to a year ago. Start selling crystals again. Like push them. Like seriously be putting some of my time. So just letting you guys know. Thank you so much for supporting everything. Everything counts, you guys. Seriously. Bless you. Thank you, Sir Mandism. And so Enoch is a real person but he's connected to what's called the Jehovian Anunnaki. Thoth is part of the Inky Anunnaki. Now, there's a lot of clueless information in New Age about these fallen angels. Most people think we're going to be talking about archangels, and like Archangel Michael and Lucifer, the morning star. No, when you talk about angels, what are angels? They're beings from other dimensions of reality. Other dimensions are basically separate reality fields. And you can't go to another reality field without a Stargate. So maybe some people are thinking, what if you go light speed? How long would it take to get there to the 4th dimension or the 5th dimension? You can't go there going linear. You have to actually port there, jump there. Stargates, jump gates. Okay? This is a known technology. I'll be talking about more about it in the secret space program. There's something called jump rooms. There's something that underground called the like shuttle trams. These are super fast, like they're in those mag kind of tubes going thousands of miles per hour. And so they take it to secret locations, underground bases, military installations that will have areas to go port, jump to the moon, which is the secret space program, call it the LOC, Lunar Operations Command. And so that's just basically a stopping point to go to future points. So that's what my next episode, I'll be breaking down a little bit about the Lunar Operations Command, this super federation, and the different 22 different genetic programs that they're doing on us, including themselves. They're part of this project that they call the Grand Experiment. But realize there's a lot of darkness also part of these programs. There is the cabal, there, or people call it different names. Deep state is probably more popular than cabal. So whenever you're going into political arguments, people start talking about the deep state. Well, that's all the dark things, where you will get fallen angelic activity, fallen angelic malevolent extraterrestrials involved in the Earth drama. They're doing it through programs like this. This is one of the reasons why I've been called to the Secret Space Program information to cover it, because there's so many things that we are part of this whole Emerald Order picture, right? There's more to it. There's more to it. And isn't it interesting to learn how it's actually playing out on our planet? Well, that's why we talk about the secret space programs. There's more than one program. There's Earth Alliance, there's Space Alliance, there's Solar Warden, there's Dark Fleet. There's different groups, man, and not all of them are looking out for the human interest. But the one that I'm focusing on, why these things are coming out, is because of the Earth Alliance. Just think of that name. Earth Alliance has to do with outer space and aliens and federations and councils out there that we're a part of now because of Earth Alliance, because of the secret space programs. And quite frankly, Trump coming out with the Space Force is just another, you could say, kind of like the public front to start introducing concepts of the secret space program. Slowly introduce it to not freak people out. It is the Earth Alliance doing this through soft disclosures, like you see in comic books, you'll see in video games, you'll see it in movies. Soft disclosure happening. Like the TV series I'm presently watching. There's different shows, but the one right now I'm watching is called The Expanse, which is disclosure. Same with the TV series Stargate SG-1, also disclosure. Actually, there's different series like Stargate Atlantis. So, and you'll see it, the government installations, secret government, secret military, that's in these TV shows. It's disclosure, man. So, but realize not everyone wants that information out. So, when we talk about fallen angels, we're talking about negative aliens, we're talking about the drama playing out on planet Earth because of these fallen angels and how they influenced our religions. But let's go back to what mainstream calls these beings, so we can see the difference. So they talk about Enoch, which is not part of the canonized Bible, but there is something called the Book of Enoch. Not necessarily part of New Age, but New Age has taken it upon themselves to include that in their research. Okay, so it talks about how the Watchers, fallen angels, saw human females, desired them, took upon them as wives, had sex, had babies with them. You take a human and a fallen angel, which is an ET, get together, you're going to have a hybrid being. You could say now we have hybrid fallen angels. So what is an angel? What's the definition? It is any being that exists in fourth, fifth, or sixth dimension. Those are all angels. whether they're following the path of chaos, fallen angel, or the path of order, guardian angels. Not the idea of some protective angel, but a guardian organization, what we call the guardian angelic nations. The phantom beings exist in the phantom matrix. The ones following the path of chaos are mostly operating, not only, there's some still in the particle universe, but just realize that angels are beings in a part of our reality, our 15-dimensional matrix, time matrix. 15 dimensions. And the angels are down in the lower dimensions. 4th, 5th, 6th are the regular angels. 7th, higher up in density matter, higher up in consciousness, are the fallen angels in 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension. Now we have particle universe, but there's something over here called the phantom universe. So some beings are still dark and still falling here, but most of them, the legions of them, are in the phantom, which is connected to Metatron and all that. But let's continue on with this. Enoch, according to these teachings, is part of the Jehovian Anunnaki. And Enoch and Thoth is part of the Enki Anunnaki. Now, Enki Anunnaki is not a person, it's a race. We're not here to sit there and debate and argue. There's a ton of information about Enki Anunnaki in this book. It's called Voyagers 2. You don't have to worry about getting the book. You can get the free PDF that's online, and I'm sure our moderators will gladly give you links to them. This information that you can study in the privacy of your home is all free, you guys. If you want to support Ashana's work, we'll give you a link to that as well. You can just, she charges you $17.77. These books are going for hundreds of dollars because they're no longer being published, so people are scalping them. I got candle wax on it, so it's just, but that's the original price. If you go to Ashana's website, you can buy the 3-ring binder for $50, $60, or you can pay for the PDF for $17.77. But we also give you links that are 10 years old, 15 years old links of these are already out there for free. I even put them on my site because they're out there for free. So in these teachings, you're going to learn that Enki Anunnaki were used with their DNA, the Enki Anunnaki DNA, with the Marduk Anunnaki DNA, with they're called necromatons, the Andromedes, they're from Andromeda, so they're called beetle people or beetle tortoise people, their parents. And so these are fallen angels, tonight's topic. So if you mixed one of these creatures with Jehovian Anunnaki and with the Enki Anunnaki, it creates a Luciferian. It creates this race of beings. In the Bible, you're only going to find half-truths, even less than that, like quarter truths or whatever. A portion, a fraction of truth. Okay? And so it's going to talk about some of the terms that guardians use, like the Garden of Eden. They talk about Enoch. They talk, or not Enoch particularly, but right? I know they have Ezekiel, they have Nephilim mentioned, they have Elohim mentioned, Seraphim mentioned, all fallen angels. Elohai is positive, Seraphai is positive, Oraphim are positive, but Elohim, Nephilim, these are fallen angels. But let's hear what religions are worshiping and talking about. It's not in the Bible, but it's mentioned in the book of Enoch, the Watchers, and how the Nephilim are offspring of the Watchers because of the... Okay, so that's partially correct, because it was humans that they combined with the Jehovian Anunnaki. Remember, Enoch is coming from Jehovian Anunnaki, so it is his book. The book of Enoch is a book of Jehovian Anunnaki information. And it is the Jehovian Anunnaki who came to Earth and did mate with. So I guess it's kind of accurate. I haven't read all of the book of Enoch, by the way, so I can't speak for all of that information. But it is talked about in these teachings how it was an Egyptian women. Because one thing you may not realize, Egypt comes out of Atlantis, which is itself super ancient. So there was already Egyptian civilization developing. So this is why it was mixed with Egyptian people. And with Jehovian Anunnaki, you get Nephilim. So Nephilim are children, offspring of the Jehovian Anunnaki plus human women, humans. So that is, I guess you could say, correct, but you don't get the full context that you get from the Emerald Order, right? Modern influence, certain groups like Satanists, example, the Church of Satan, venerate aspects of Satan or Lucifer, right? Although not all forms are direct worship, but rather symbolic. But we already know Luciferians and Satanists are into some dark, dark stuff. They're into sacrifice. They're into contact with dark beings. They will do rituals of sacrifice, torture, murder, blood rituals. It's all about blood. And these traditions are coming from the fallen angels, what we call fallen malevolent extraterrestrials. Some of them are pretty scary. Like the winged reptilians are scary looking. I might show some of those pictures tonight. They're Satanists. That's where Satanism comes out of. It comes out of the reptilians. Luciferians comes out of an Anunnaki. Of course, people are going to disagree because they love the Bible, they love the Messiah, the sacrificed mutilation and all that. They're into that. So they're gonna say that is truth. That there's no discrepancies, it's the word of God, and this is what angels are, and this is what happened with Lucifer and God and all that. So everyone has their beliefs, right? In this sense, tonight's topic. So that's Christianity. Lucifer, Satan, the Watchers, Nephilim, those are the fallen angels mentioned in Christianity. Then there's Islam. I might not even be able to pronounce all these correctly. You guys are welcome to correct me because I don't study Islam. Iblis, which is the equivalent of Satan. So you see that Islam has the same distortions, propaganda, as Christianity. They're throwing you Father God, they're throwing you these principalities, like a characterization, a personification like Satan. It's not a person, but it's talked to you. You're being trained to believe it's a focal point that you see as an individual entity, being. Iblis is a jinn. Jinn, a jinn, which is a negative, wicked spirit, who refused. Iblis is a jinn who refused to bow to Adam and was cast out of heaven. So their mythology is a little bit different, right? Haret, hopefully I'm saying it, Haret and Maret, two angels sent to earth to test humans, but ended up teaching forbidden knowledge according to the Islamic tradition. That sounds familiar? And now we got these beings now teaching you not the original Christian teachings, because they are based on Christos, that's Christian teachings, they're teaching you something else. A patriarchal sexist God now, who puts down your race, your gender, the female gender, that makes you subservient and all this. It's just, we're seeing the same thing, but they're just renamed, kind of like Greek gods eventually are renamed into Roman gods. Different religions will be talking about Satan or Lucifer. But this Harat and Marat, two angels sent to earth to test humans, but ended up teaching forbidden knowledge. Well, we're now learning, for example, Thoth, which Billy Carson is heavily promoting, is teaching you, according to the Guardians, forbidden knowledge, like reverse teachings of the Emerald Order Law of One. You got tricked into worshiping the opposite of what God intended, God's divine right order. It's not an opinion, even though there's 4,000 religions on earth with different opinions. So, Islam equivalent, instead of Inky Anunnaki or the reptilians or anything like that, they're talking, or Marduk Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, they're talking about Harat and Marat. So, worship, Islam forbids worship of any entity other than Allah. That sounds like the jealous Yahweh. Yahweh is jealous. Allah is jealous. You guys, red flag. What is jealousy? It's a low vibe, emotional energy. It's a sign of a being, whatever kind of being, that it is not spiritually evolved because it's still dealing with this little emotion. You're still jealous, right? Negative of any type of sort, whether it's a fierce anger or jealousy. Well, this Allah forbids it. No, sorry, you can't worship no other beings. I'm jealous. Judaism. Okay, so what is their examples of fallen angels? If you didn't know it, Judaism is the religion of Jewish people. Their ancient people are called Hebrews. So in Judaism, who, by the way, like most Christians are following all these different books in the Bible, well, which is originally the Jewish God. Okay, it's still the Jewish God. The Old Testament is still in Christians' Bibles. You will still have preachers referencing the Old Testament. It's still relevant. It's still God, the Father, Yahweh, Jehovah didn't go somewhere, even though there's a New Testament with Jesus, because Jesus is still talking about Yahweh, Jehovah, Father God. It's not irrelevant, even though people will say, oh, Jesus is our God, but Jesus even himself talks, the Jeshua 9, talks about this dude, Yahweh. So you can dismiss in your own, it's like people in their own religions don't understand it. or just kind of like, I don't like that part of the Testament, so I don't like the Old Testament, so it's not real, it's not relevant. Okay, so Judaism, the religion of the Jewish people. Samiel. Now notice, I want to point out that a lot of these archangels in Christianity, in Judaism, have the L at the end, And we're going to notice that as a pattern. It has a purpose. There's a meaning to L. Samiel. Often seen as a dark or destructive angel in Jewish lore, sometimes equated with Satan or as an accuser figure. Azazel, another L, mentioned in Leviticus. Remember, Judaism, the Jewish people only acknowledge the first 5 books of the Bible. Everything after that, they dismiss. So there is a disagreement between Judaism and Christianity. But Leviticus is one of those 5 books. This is why it's considered in the Judaism the fallen angel. Azazel, I mentioned in Leviticus as a scapegoat figure, later developed in Jewish mysticism as a fallen angel associated with teaching forbidden knowledge. There we go with forbidden knowledge. Islam does it. There's some type of forbidden knowledge in Islam. There's forbidden knowledge in Christianity. Thank you for becoming a member, Aurora Rising. Thank you, True Seeker, for becoming a member, Holy One. Giannis, Star Sister, thank you for supporting this work. Hugs and kisses. Thank you, sister. You're awesome. Salim, bless you, sister. You're awesome. Thank you for being a member for over a year. Thank you for being a moderator and servicing this Emerald Order group. Thank you for supporting this work, sister. You're amazing. Machiwa. When I say forbidden knowledge, I mean there is an occult, just like there's Christian mystical schools, and they make it forbidden knowledge. And I was talking about Azazel in Judaism for forbidden knowledge. In Islam, it's Harat and Marat. I just covered it 10 minutes ago. Those are teaching, test humans by ending up teaching forbidden knowledge according to Islamic tradition. Kind of like Enoch. Supposedly the Watchers are teaching humans magic, teaching humans astrology, teaching humans tarot. This is mentioned in the book of Enoch. You don't have to believe me. Just read it. It tells you what these fallen angels, the Watchers, did. Okay? When you got some beings coming to our planet messing with our human females, that's an attack. Making a hybrid without our permission is an attack. Okay? This is something like an invasion of our planet, like an attack on our planet, attack on our people, attack on our DNA. It's not just some cut and dry scenario of some being seeing some, wow, those females look good, let's go check them out. There's more to that. This is a spiritual thing. This is a warfare thing. This is a forbidden thing, according to the Guardians. Machiwa. In Judaism, this is also where you get Lilith. Lilith, not strictly an angel. Lilith is linked to Jewish myths as a being, female, who rebelled and was cast out of Eden. And some view her as connected to fallen entities. Well, she was cast out of Eden. Fallen. So we have that as Lucifer in Christianity, but in Judaism, it's Lilith, Machiwa. Modern practices in Judaism, like Kabbalistic Cabal. Interesting, we use the word Cabal, and now it's Kabbalistic traditions. They study these beings more as archetypes, and there's no veneration or worship of them. So they're trying to normalize or make it a nice version, I guess. We have something called Zoroastrianism, and they have the Angra Mainyu, Ahriman. So once again, my pronunciations, I'm not familiar with all these beliefs. So the main adversary of Ahura Mazda, often considered a fallen or evil spiritual being who seeks to corrupt creation. an example of fallen angel from a different, belief system. They also talk about devas, a group of malevolent spiritual beings who sided with Ahriman in opposition to the divine order. So, you guys, think about this. We have different alien beings influencing humanity. They're going to go around to different nations, different cultures, and influence them. So, you're going to see the same being in Mayan, in Aztec, in Jewish beliefs, in Islamic beliefs, in Christian beliefs. You're going to see these same energies creep up just under different mythologies. Machua. And in Zoroastrianism is strictly monotheistic and dualistic religion. Worship of fallen entities is considered heretical. Just like Christians will do the same thing, right? Ancient Mesopotamian, like Sumerian and Babylonian, Akkadian, those type of places, Assyrian, Sumerian. Anunnaki, wow. This is a big topic in the Emerald Order teachings. And deities and beings from the heavens, some of who descended to earth. Some interpretations equate certain Anunnaki with fallen beings, particularly in fringe theories. So I guess we're being labeled as a fringe theory. We talk a lot. I have over 900 videos. A lot of those videos are about the Anunnaki. And so, but as we know, there's a lot of people in New Age talking about them as good guys. Or maybe they're talking about them neutrally as creators of our people, which is a bunch of nonsense. It is propaganda. It is an agenda against us, you guys. The Anunnaki narrative is an agenda. Machua. According to the Guardians, the Guardian Angelic nations, they're bad guys. They're fallen angels. They're vampires. They're here to conquer us, not help us. But you're going to have different opinions, and you guys are welcome to disagree as long as you're respectful in chat. Otherwise, our moderators will have to block your spam. So if you have a disagreement with that, write me a message. You have my links below. You have my email below. There's no reason why you can't get a hold of me. My Chihuahua. Get some more lemon juice. That helped. Gotta keep checking on chat, just in case. Bless all of you guys who are here on the live. Lilith, Zechariah adds to the commentary, Lilith was the original wife of Adam. So apparently it wasn't Eve, but revolted against being his only mate. She left him with Samael and became known as demonic goddess, mother of divine feminine. She's definitely acts like what you just said right there. Thank you, Robin Kirk. Bless you, sister. So, but ancient Mesopotamian, Sumerian, Babylonian, Assyrian, Akkadian, they also talk about Marduk. Now, I know there's Enki and Enlil, but these are the main beings talked about by Sumerians, and sometimes Marduk is sometimes considered to have led a rebellion against older gods of Babylonian myths. Kind of like the new gods are trying to take over the old gods because it's their time, right? We got modern influences such as neo-pagan groups, and certain occult circles venerate, that means they worship, they praise Anunnaki as ancient gods, but not in the context of fallen beings. So they respect these beings as their creators. And That's what they believe. Machiwa. But a little bit more later in time, we have the Greek mythology, and they talk about the Titans. These are predecessors of the Olympian gods. You know, they have a pantheon. And once again, pantheons are fallen angelic beings. But people who are not in a spiritual journey, not awareness of their psychic potential, not connecting to the divine right order, they're going to see distortions. They're going to speak from distortions. They're going to spread distortion about Greek mythology, about Anunnaki, about Gnosticism. Okay? Some of that, we're going to talk about the distortions right here. The Titans, predecessors of the Olympian gods. The Titans were overthrown. Oh, really? And cast down by Zeus. Oh, okay. And the Olympians. So the gods are fighting amongst each other. The alien entities are fighting amongst each other. Prometheus, sometimes considered a fallen figure for giving fire knowledge to humanity. That sounds like Inky. Oh, he's defying Enlil, so now he's our hero. Praise Inky. Praise Prometheus! These beings are fallen angels, you guys. They are just like the Anunnaki, just like the reptilians, just like pissed off, angry Allah or Yahweh. These beings are worse than humans, not divine beings that you're supposed to praise. There are horrible examples for you to worship, but that's your free will choice. Modern influence when it comes to Greeks mythology is some neo-pagan groups see the Titans as representing a primal force and may honor them in rituals, though not as fallen angels. Of course, they're good guys, right? So you will see people doing this. There's been examples for every race or culture so far. There's some people worshiping these beings as gods, as divine heroes. Machiwa. I guess it's some type of opinion, right? Gnosticism, the Demiurge. Okay, they talk about the Demiurge, viewed as a false god who created the material world. Oh, a false god created the world. Some false god, some Anunnaki created our world, maybe. Or created our people. That's what people are saying. And this being trapping divine souls within it. The Demiurge is sometimes seen as fallen or corrupted being. Okay, so there's all kinds of ideas and beliefs coming around. From this point of view, all beings were once divine. Okay, before they fell, they were all getting along. They all followed the law of one. So, those people who are saying, oh, embrace shadow, it's part of our ascension. BS, that is a distortion. You see these punks, these punk godlets, punk beings claiming to be God or creator, punk beings who are the Demiurge, who are archons, Prometheus, the Titans, Satan, Lucifer. These are all punks who are either 11th dimension or lower. You see, they're limited. They're capped. They're not so badass as the Guardians, who are not limited, who are not capped at the 11th dimension, who are 12th dimensional, 13th dimensional, 14th, 15th dimensional beings, who are outside the time matrix, who are in those other higher God worlds of ascension masters. Okay? All these beings we're talking about are limited. They don't go that high. They can't go higher. But they're being praised, they're being worshipped as almighty beings. And where's that getting ya? Right? Where's it going to get you? Some, in modern times, Gnostic and some occult groups interpret the Demiurge as a symbol of worldly illusion and may discuss, but typically do not worship these beings. So they're getting some type of enlightenment by studying it. Gnosticism. Here we go. Hinduism and Buddhism. Mandaism. I cannot pronounce that. Manichaeism. Theosophy, New Age beliefs, Satanism. This is what we're going to be talking about as well. Hinduism. You know, people don't think they have fallen angels. They have fallen angels. Buddhism has fallen angels. Asuras in Hinduism, they're called asuras. Divine beings, divine. Usually when you use the word divine, that implies good, that implies unity, that implies Christ consciousness, that implies love. Divine beings who choose the opposite, the devas, gods, and who engage in cosmic battles. See, a divine being engages in war, death, you know? Ravana, a powerful asura, because we just mentioned asuras. Ravana is a powerful asura king known for Ramayana. Known for the Ramayana, who defied divine authority. Kind of like Lucifer, you know, from the Christian mythos. That's not our mythos. I just explained earlier what Luciferian is, but like the Christian mythos, there's a rebel who goes against God, right? So that's who Ravana is in Hinduism. There's a whole bunch of twisted beings called gods in Hinduism, like Kali. She cuts off human heads, cuts off human arms and legs. She takes the legs and arms and makes a kind of like it goes around like a skirt, disembodied limbs, eating, cannibalizing humans. You look at the image of these beings, they're freaking demonic looking, scary looking, fallen angelic looking. And you will still have Hindu people argue that it's a blessed being, it's teaching you lessons in life or some nonsense. If that's your beliefs, that's your journey. Nowadays, some Hindu communities honor figures like Ravana. So, like, it's the same way as saying some Christians honor Lucifer during festivals. Buddhism. Oh, there's no divine beings, no gods, no fallen angels. Because this is what most people will tell you about Buddhism. Buddhism does have fallen beings, does have negative gods, does have gods. Just like Hinduism will say, we don't have gods, or we're not a religion. That's what I meant. Mara in Buddhism is a demon. In Buddhism, you're going to find demons who represents temptation and death, trying to prevent individuals from attaining enlightenment. He is not a fallen angel per se, but holds a similar adversarial role. You guys, whatever they're trying to say in the mainstream about Buddhism, it's the same thing with all these religions. We're created by fallen angelic extraterrestrials, by demonic type of conscious beings. It may be, like I said, it doesn't say it's a demon, but it acts just like a demon. It acts just like a fallen angel. Okay, you don't want to call it a fallen angel Buddhism, okay. We have, also they mention asuras. So Hinduism and Buddhism share the concept of asuras. In some Buddhist cosmologies, asuras are, in some cosmologies, in some Buddhist teachings. So some of them are getting it right, are demonic or fallen-like beings who embody jealousy and aggression. Once again, humans on Earth are going to think that they're trying to teach you a lesson. So we're going to have divine beings who are giving you lessons in jealousy and aggression and, also in vampirism and looshing and fear and guilt and sin. This one I can't pronounce, Mandism. Mandeism. Ptahil. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's it's P-T-A, Ptahil, H-I-L, excuse me. Ptahil, a demiurgic being responsible for creating the material world. Okay, so he created Earth, this being, apparently. Sometimes viewed as flawed or ignorant. So an ignorant, flawed being created all life, created our planet. Ruha, a negative spirit. Okay, I'm not going to go through all these. There's they're talking about those beings related to ascension. We have something called the Prince of Darkness. We have archons, malevolent rulers of the material world, similar to Gnostic teachings, right? Who bind souls to the physical. You guys, okay, so these beings bind you. They're binding you to the physical existence. And you can't leave the physical existence. But you realize that we are ascended master soul essences, spirit essences. All beings who populated our 15-dimensional time matrix, the multiverse, the different universes, the different dimensions, it was all populated by divine, good, loving beings, ascended masters. Later, it became twisted, it became distorted, and so you're not trying to not be physical. You came here to be physical. It's not a punishment. You're not in hell because you're physical. We knew we were going into the hologram and that it would be an experience of physicality, the illusion of physicality. We know that. Part of ourselves does. It's not something you're trying to get. You're not in the wrong place. You're not in a bad place. I mean, you're not in hell or something. This is where we intended to come and experience manifestation. God wanted to experience polarization manifestation. And this is teaching you that you're in punishment. You're in hell. You're supposed to leave this. You're being bound to this physical existence. You're being bound to physical existence. No, you're not bound to physical existence. You're making choices along the path of chaos or the path of order. It's not about sinful natures. It's not about demons trying to bind you. You're binding yourself, homies. You're the one with those type of thoughts. Chaotic thoughts. Dark thoughts. You're the one hurting, harming someone. Okay? You're binding yourself to, you could call it karma, of phantom earth, of falling into these dark places. They got it the opposite, man. Archons are from the phantom, not in the physical, keeping you in physical. So, in modern days, this belief system, Manichaeism, is mostly extinct, though some neo-Gnostic groups study it as a part of okay, so it's not that popular, we don't need to be talking about it, but theosophy is a big deal. Okay, they talk about Lucifer, they talk about Metatron, they talk about, some New Age groups work with these beings, like Lucifer. And I'm sure there's people watching right now who worship Lucifer and Satan. That's your choice, man. So, now we're going to have this play out in our world. We're going to have these beings who are okay. Let's now we'll start going into the Emerald Order point of view. We have creation. We have God. Okay? Creator. What does Creator do? God, creator, creates systems of life, dimensionalized spaces of its own consciousness. It's perfect, it's divine, but later on, with free will, here's free will in a hologram system. God made a hologram system, polarized it, made a particle, made an antiparticle. It's polarized by design. And God wanted to experience it. It's not like God said, I want to be evil. God's explored, is always exploring, is always creating. Everything you're doing is part of that process. Everything you're saying, everything you're doing is part of God's process. Part of the trillions of beings experiencing God's process, who are involved in the thoughts of God, the actions of God, in a hologram, in a polarized hologram, multidimensional system. There is the possibility of the consciousness of the original intention to become distorted. And that's exactly what happened. It became distorted. Slowly, over billions of years, you started getting twisted thoughts. You started getting dark thoughts. Now you got beings who now it's their agenda to go and conquer planets, conquer races of beings, have dominion over them, murder them, torture them, sacrifice them at their leisure. These are, now you're going to have archons. Now you're going to have, like some of the things we just talked about. Now you're going to have Metatron. Now you're going to have Lucifer. Now you're going to have the Prince of Darkness. Now you have, you see what I'm saying? These things didn't always exist. These things are limited, are capped. Don't go higher. Okay? And so those people who are playing this game, they're going to say, you want to embrace your shadow. You want to play the dark side to understand the light. It's freaking BS, man. Okay? So those kind of ideas and ideologies and beliefs and teachings started coming and becoming prevalent. And now there's organizations, now there's religions, now there's groups of ETs and there's beings who are attacking and murdering and conquering, and beings in phantom who are vampiric and like you would say existing. They're existing off of vampiring life force, feeding off of the living system. This is what is fallen angels, man. Fallen angels are truly what defines a fallen angel, is a being who switched and went against Creator, against unconditional love, went against, co-creation, egalitarian, peaceful. They want to go against all of that because they want to be called and worshipped as a god, because they need it. They need you to worship them. They're legions of fallen angels and demons and archons. They need you to worship them because they're finite. They no longer have connection to life force energy. They chopped their own DNA template, which is the 12th strand. This is why it's 11 strand and down. The difference between that system, like religions and stuff, and ours, is that these beings can come back to the light. In religions, it's unforgivable. You're going to be in the lake of fire forever. You're not going to ever be pardoned. You're not going to ever be in God's not. You're going to be separate from God, apparently. But realize that they're in a space that they created. It all started with the Metatronic entities. They ended up creating this space. Falling into that space called hell, called Hades, called Phantom Matrix, the Phantom Universe. They're influence can carry over here, though, because of black holes. They use black holes, what are being called wormholes, portals, from their phantom universe to our universe. That's a doorway. It's a gateway. What do you think Philadelphia Experiment was? What do you think Montauk Project was? Humans are helping them open these portals, man. You ever heard of HARP? They open portals. They know how to create portals. They have technology I'm going to be covering in the Secret Space Program Narratives. You're going to be learning how they do this. How they create a portal. How can they project consciousness across the solar system? How can they go travel through time? That's impossible. See? Because people are going to react that way. Some people, some of you understand this stuff because you're a starseed. You come from those other dramas. Dramas from Tara. Dramas from Gaia. You've had contact and battles with some of these demons and fallen angels and extraterrestrials. Because you're a guardian. You represent creator. The real creator, not a false ET self-proclaimed creator, what we call a godlet. They're false gods. You're trying to have some other being in place of God. That was their whole thing. They got to get you to worship them so they can get the life force. Thank you, Holy Ones, for being here tonight. You said it. You said it, Celine. We are in a phantom, you would say. It makes sense when you think about it. When you start to understand all these religious systems. And when the majority of people on earth are promoting it, feeding it. They're feeding these beings, man. When a majority are not only feeding these beings in religion, they're with their free will. Remember, they had to get your permission, and you agreed. They got your permission, and now you're following religion. Now you're connected to these beings. You have open doors to these beings. Do you think some person sitting in a church has any idea how to protect their biofields? They don't even know what the light body is, man. Much less how to protect it. Much less are aware of these spirits, of these, like for a perfect example, a Christian could be sleeping, in the middle of the night, and something stops, you can't breathe, and you're like, what the hell? I can't move. Oh, you wake up, you talk to your Christian family. I had sleep paralysis. You see, they have no reference for that. They don't know that it's actually a malevolent extraterrestrial on top of your body, siphoning, sucking, like a leech, like a parasite, like a vampire, sucking your life force energy. Oh, it was sleep paralysis. You see, they have no clue. They have no extrasensory awareness perception. They don't even meditate. They don't care. They think that's all demonic activities. You're experiencing energies. You're seeing visions. They think that's all wrong stuff. I'm not sure. So, Star Child in-house? Yeah, Star Child in-house. Zoto Zen. I don't know. That's a good idea. Is that some technique, I guess? Some tech? Like a mushroom, they do something with lemons. That's called lemon tech. It's supposed to help too. Increase it. Guess there's only one way to find out. Sir Madism, send it to me, man. I'm on Facebook, and I'll post it right now. If you can hear me right now, let me open Facebook. Because that's what we had to do, right, for the show. So I will have this open in case you send it, brother. All right. So yeah, you guys, the fallen angels. Oh, there we go. That was fast. I guess this is for somebody, right? So let me open up. It's already open, so let me. It's funny because you have a very strange extension. Like it's not .jpeg, .png, but it's okay. All right, so let me switch to. Let me turn my speaker off. Okay, let me switch. Our brother Madism wants to. Oh wait, wrong thing. Photoshop. There you go. Lemongrass and ginger. Let me see what you wrote on Facebook. Lemongrass and ginger 1. Haha. For the group. Oh, I guess something that you have experience with. Lemongrass or ginger. Oh, lemongrass and ginger. Dude, I used to do both. I used to drink lemongrass herb tea. But that's one of the known things to help with inflammation, by the way. So, I guess you're giving that tip to somebody, right? Thank you, guys. And we all try to help each other out. You know, this is a spiritual war. We have a lot to consider, and diet is one of them. Our health is one of them. You're going to have our health attacked. You're going to have your mind attacked, your consciousness, your beliefs attacked. This is a spiritual war, and it's not as if it's going anywhere. Like Celine mentioned, unfortunately, this earth is supposed to fall into hell. 144 people. Now, that sounds crazy. That earth is falling into hell. That doesn't even make sense to some people. First of all, the planet is alive. It's made of consciousness just like everything else in existence. The earth is a being, a spirit that came into the body of earth. It's a being just like your consciousness transfers into the fetus of your mother. You're not the fetus, are you? You're not this. You're the spirit that went into it. Same with earth. And that's another concept I'm going to talk about because in the Secret Space program, because you talk about clones, and if you're coming from religion, you have no context of creation, no mechanics of consciousness. A clone, which is a biological vessel, just like your human body is a biological vessel, it is not you. I mean, it is not your identity. It is same with the fetus. It is not you. That's between your mother and father's quantum. Okay, they created that biological vessel for you. Now, you're not the consciousness. The consciousness goes into the fetus, just like the consciousness can be transferred into a clone body. And just so you know, it's not just the Secret Space program using clones. Even the Guardians use clones. Because you're not the body. It's part of your DNA template, but the clone is a replication of that. Not an atom-to-atom exact replica, but good enough replica to house a consciousness. People get all twisted and don't understand the soul. This is why we try to break down the soul. The soul is a type of consciousness, a level of consciousness. It is a fourth dimensional soul consciousness that goes into the fetus of your mother, in your mother, pregnant mother. What again with this? I just making sure we're still live. Yeah, we're still live. Just want to make sure. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. And what's going to be cool is when I get this ball going, I will eventually have lives based on super space program information. That would be interesting. So, anyways, you know, these beings know this stuff. These beings and especially in these programs, they know all this stuff, and they create technologies around this stuff. And humans are going to be ignorant. They're not going to know that it's even possible. They think it's impossible, and they think their Yahweh, Allah, God, is going to prohibit that. That's a sin against God. You're talking about Yahweh God? It's not a God, homie. It's a fallen angelic ET who murders kids. It's not what you're thinking. Bless you, Indigo Wizard. Bless you, Eddie family. I didn't even put an emoji on there, but you guys know the message. Thank you, Star Child. Bless you, brother. And there's more to come. There's more from where that came from. A lot more. And I just want to know that where is this coming? 144 again. Where is this coming from? The Earth Alliance. It is the Earth Alliance that wants disclosure. They want to reveal med beds and medical technologies and you know what alien UFOs are based on. You know, they want to reveal that the aliens and the UFO technologies and the free energy technologies. I believe it's probably part of the future timeline. And where is the secret space program? It's called the 20 and back. That means you go and do, okay, say it's 2024 and you just entered a 20 and back program. You're going to go, okay, 2024 plus 24, plus 20 years, that would be the year 2044. You would come back. It's the future in 2044, but what do? They're going to put you in a clone, a reversed, younger clone body, and return you right back to the moment you left. So if you left in 2024 and worked this contract all the way to 2044, they reversed aged your clone, put your consciousness in a clone, and now and also memory wiped you. So you can't remember that you did this in the first place. But there's a reason why some of these whistleblowers are remembering, and I'll be covering that in the video. But it's very interesting. But people will think that's impossible. Well, we're explaining the possible. Machiwa. But the title of the video is, Are Fallen Angels Real? Hell yeah, pun intended. They are real. But it's not what you think. I got these names written down because I haven't memorized Michael, Ariel, Gabriel. I haven't memorized all of them, but let's pull it up. Chicas Masul. I can speak light language even when I'm not smoking weed. Machiwa. You don't need to be high to connect to your selves. Okay, so we got Michael. Oh, we just learned one today. Samuel from the one of those other. Yeah, let me put Samuel. I just put in my notes, so I'll fix it later. Michael, Gabriel, Ariel, Raphael, Raguel, Emmanuel, Sariel, Remiel, and why not mention Israel and Kal-El? Now, Superman is supposed to be a good guy, but okay, what do you think these superheroes are meant to be? Fallen angels. These fallen angels are being shown as good guys. It's the same run shakedown, the same BS, man. Like all these beings we listed earlier, they're being shown as good guys, just like Enki, Enlil, and Marduk are being talked about as good guys. Now we got kids worshiping Superman, Wonder Woman, Thor. You know, those are gods. As a matter of fact, Thor is part of the Greek-Roman type of pantheon. Wonder Woman is representing, if you didn't know it, Athena from the Greek mythology. So this is active, man. It's not like the fallen angels came in just in Sumeria, in Babylon, Arcadia, Assyria. No, they're still here now. Remember, they just renamed everything. Now it's focused on Anunnaki gods and reptilian gods. You know, whatever their gods are, right? All these influences are around the world, all these different cultures. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen like this. This is something that happened throughout thousands of years since Atlantis, 50,000 plus years ago. They talked about when they created the Luciferian covenant. It's an Atlantis thing, man. It's a otherworldly thing. It's a Nibiru thing. It's a universal thing. Not limited to Earth, but includes Earth. And so this is, you guys, I don't know, but I really want to get lit with some of you. If anyone wants to get, let's do it. Machiwa. I have a feeling that Walt Disney and Marvel Comics and DC Comics, you know, maybe they didn't start off as bad intentions, but later when they started becoming millionaires and billionaires, and now they're just like the societies, or, you know, celebrities, they get into these secret societies, they get into PDD parties, they get into the dark satanic worship, Luciferian worship, you know, it's all coming out, and you could swear most of you said it was all bullshit. A lot of you saying that's not real, it's all conspiracy theories. Well, honey, the conspiracy theories are coming out as fact. Are you going to still deny it? How can you deny it? Now all this stuff is coming out, plethora. You got this main dude now in prison, now going to take the fall. Well, it's just going to blow up. And if you did not know it, this is something that QAnon, the Trump team, the White Hats have been talking about for a long time. That there's going to be arrests, that there's going to be underground tunnels exposed. People, famous people, politicians, all kinds of people are going to be arrested and taken down. It's happening. Come on, let's hear it. All you people said it was BS. And you see it happening, and you see Trump becoming president. You see it happening in reality. People being arrested, high-profile people, high-profile. You see Obama, getting some sexual favors from a little kid. There's pictures of it. There's all kinds of stuff that you said was conspiracy theory, and you're still going to deny aliens. You're still going to deny fallen angelics running these agendas. You're still going to deny the watchers, the seraphim, the Elohim, the nephilim. Oh, you're still going to go into denial. Why are you falling Earth? Why is Earth falling? Because of consciousness like this. Oh, there's going to be exposed, things are going to come out. It doesn't mean everyone's going down that enlightenment, awakening. There's plenty of people going to sleep, going to cry, going to hurt. Their president lost, or their elect lost. People don't like the results of the disclosure movement. They still are stuck. They're still stuck. Their soul, their mind, their heart is still not going to budge. They're still in sickness and diseases. They're still connected to the medical system. They're still connected to those agendas of religion, those agendas of the New Age. They're still stuck. They're still following. They see the stuff coming out. It's coming out. Your paradigm shift is happening whether you want it or not. Some people will not be able to handle this. You will see people giving up, dying, being killed. It's part of their soul is, realize a lot of agreements. I've even heard Ashana talk about a lot of people will be, it was already planned at the soul level that that many people are going to be going bye-bye. There's going to be events that claim a lot of life. You're not meant to live in fear. You're meant to stand in your light, stand in your Christ, your Christos, your law of one, stand in unity. No fear. Be one of the ones who are becoming enlightened, be one of the ones who are transforming and healing and changing, who are awakening memories, who are awakening past lives, future lives, who are awakening extrasensory perceptions. And still, there's going to be all these people awakening, but still, majority are going to be sleeping, still denying, still lost in those old energies, ancient paradigms, and distortions. Give me a couple seconds. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. You don't have to. So, now, we're not saying Trump is an angel. That's for sure. Machua. There's probably lots of things you don't even like about Trump. But we're not a political channel. We don't go there. That's something you can figure out on your own. Or not. But if you're going to like align yourself with the guardians, It's not like you give up on Earth because it's taken over. You are here because it's taken over. You're here as a rescue mission. You're here to help show people how to heal themselves and ascend themselves, how to bioregenerate their DNA. While there's tons and tons of false New Age teachings and religions teaching you the opposite, teaching you how to fall in phantom by being judgmental and living in fear. You're actually commanded in Christianity to live in fear. Fear God. You're commanded to be afraid. Because the being who created you apparently said so. The supposed being that supposedly created you. That takes discernment, that takes a spiritual journey, that takes an awakenment. And if you're one of those people, maybe you can look in your own family, look within your own friends, and see who is not changing. See who is standing still in their spiritual evolution, and realize what that gets you. If you're one of those people who are neutral, I'm just here to watch. I swear, dude. No, you're not here to just watch. You're coming from the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension. You don't need to be in the third dimension. There's no reason for you to be in the third dimension. Certainly not to come here and watch old frequencies and distorted consciousness de-evolve and fragment. You didn't come here to watch that. You came here as a more evolved being from the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension to assist, not to sit back and let's watch everyone get, fall in their consciousness, watch the World War III. Let's just watch all this horror. No, you're not here to watch, homies. You're not here to be neutral. You're not here to do nothing. You're here to make a difference. You're here to be a trailblazer. Are you blazing? Is there a blazing fire behind you because you're trailblazing? Are you making a difference? Are you making an impact? Are you carrying Christos inside your conversations, in your relationships? Or are you still speaking the same profanities, the same dialogue? You haven't changed. You're not going up or down. You're just staying here because that's what sincerely people say. I am an atheist. I don't believe in anything. Where is that getting you? What is your, those are the type of people who don't believe in spiritual evolution. They don't believe, you think a person who doesn't believe in God, they don't believe in an afterlife. They don't believe that there is a soul. They don't believe that consciousness continues on. And so you better believe that that's one of the things that the fallen angels, they have agendas. They want you to be disempowered. They don't want you reclaiming your Christ consciousness. They don't want you coming together in unity. They're all about putting you in isolation. You're getting these and you have to be isolated and not coming together. That makes you more manageable, more controllable. And many of you took those with your free will. You just took them with your free will, homie. In your awareness, in your heart, in your mind, you thought this is real. I must take this into my body. All of your thoughts in your life led you to that moment of injecting yourself. You said yes to that diabolical, and I do mean diabolical agenda. And I'm sorry, but doesn't Trump himself promote the jab? I'm not on any side. I'm on the non-political side. But if I was to choose between a president who's wearing a mask or, not the real, did you know that there is, I got to be careful how I word this. Did you know there's conspiracy theories that Biden is dead a long time ago? When you look at that man, look at his eyes. Look at the eyes. Does it look like a mask to you, maybe? Does it look like a real person? Something's going on. Maybe it's a clone. Maybe it's a mask. But at least we know it's not the original. Because when you look at the original pictures and videos, it's not the same person. There's going to be a lot of trickery, a lot of acting and staging and pretending. And a lot of people will just push that aside as conspiracy theory, and they'll even mock you and laugh at you. And even though all this stuff is coming out, it will be talked about. The aliens will be talked about, the fallen angels. I love you. We can still remain calm in the storm. You can still be in your space, in your Christos. Bless all of you here with us tonight. Yeah, and people think that stuff is outrageous. They think it's literally crazy or impossible. You see, this is being limited. What kind of consciousness? When you're a starseed, man, you're full of this passion. You're full of this heart. You love so much, man. Okay? Your soul consciousness, fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional consciousness is moving through you, right? It's guiding you. Your own DNA has a preference, has a guardian preference. Whatever you got wrapped up in down here, maybe you got involved in the cult. I did when I first started becoming woke. I had to find something that was explaining my abilities, my perceptions, because nobody trained me, man. But I started having these perceptions that supposedly I did. Dude, I myself did not believe that was possible, and then I started experiencing it. So when you experience it, you try to find some explanation. And so a lot of you starseeds, including myself, will go to the occult, will go to New Age. But then, what I say just about the soul, your DNA is going to guide you sometime towards the right direction. You can't ignore this DNA, man. It's your pilot. It's guiding you towards your intended destination, homie. You will find the Christ, the Christos. You will find the real God. Bless you, starseeds, homies. Jesse Starseed, Holy One, 1999, 999. I emptied my mind last week. meditated to a high frequency, and felt vibrations through my body when I turned in to just the sound. I felt my mind's eye and didn't feel like I was here. Ring any bells? Bless you. Thank you for sharing, Jesse. Much respect, Holy One. And I'm so happy to hear you guys experience your experiences while other people point their fingers and say, you're a schizophrenic. Why don't you take your meds? You need to take your meds. Oh, you're feeling energies? Oh, your Christian family are going to think you're messing with the devil, baby. Jesse, you might want to keep that to yourself, but share it with the other indigos. What's up, homie? Sorry for the sarcasm, but it's real. I'm not telling you some bullshit. Your religious family will not appreciate those kind of stories, right? Truly. It all comes down to, Lucifer or Satan. Tonight's topic. It starts right away, man. It goes through the lungs, but then goes right to your head and starts right away. No, really, guys, it's a great honor to be amongst a lot of like-minded people. And I'm not perfect, and you guys know that, and you may not agree with everything. That's fine. But you're part of this family. You're here with us. You're still here talking to each other. And just really try to realize that we are part, there is fallen angelic groups. We saw how there is people who even worship them. Fallen angels, extraterrestrials. Fallen angels, extraterrestrials. They're negative aliens. Okay? Angels are from other worlds. Aliens are from other worlds. Okay? An angel or archangel, doesn't matter, is from another planet. It has a DNA template. It has, just like you. A fallen angel also has all these different lives. And you could have a being, let's say, who has 50% of your lifetime, your other incarnations in the particle universe, and then you can have the rest of your family of consciousness in the phantom, fallen angels. So maybe you're an angel and a fallen angel in your greater family. And that means in this life, because of your family, you're going to have a mixed spiritual journey. You're going to be experiencing some dark shit and some blessed stuff. You're kind of like one of those collectives who are trying to figure it out. You haven't decided if you're going to go down into darkness or into light, because it's kind of like this. You're still trying to play it out. But that can explain some of your experiences. And also we talk about the indigo children, type 3s, because there's type 1s who are mostly about more advanced spiritual concepts, and they're here to help the DNA line. They're also here to do grid work. Then there's indigo type 2s, mostly kind of like talking about ascension and spiritual awakening and sharing it with others or teaching others. Then there's indigo type 3s, They have a different mission, and their mission is to help heal one of these fallen angels. You're an angel. You're actually much higher than that, but you're called an angel too. You're meant to help the fallen angel, because you're actually literally coming. First of all, you're a high-level being coming to a low-level level of reality to help heal another fallen angel being. You're literally both coming from high levels, coming down to the earth system, because it's one of the available host matrices. Is an Indigo child, chat 3. You're one of the host matrices. That means you're one of the beings who are able to help heal one of these fallen angels. You have one assigned to you. And so you're working with it right now. It's in your body, sharing the vessel. Sharing the biological vessel is two souls. It's not impossible. You can actually have a lot more souls in one body. Some people call that demonic possession. But this arrangement is not, it's unusual, but not distorted. It is intentional by a guardian project meant to facilitate biogenesis or bioregenesis. When you hear that word, bioregenesis, that has to do with growing your DNA. Either creating more DNA or awakening that which became dormant. That's for us, our ascension. We're trying to awake dormant DNA in order to ascend. If you do not awaken up to minimum 4.5 strands of DNA, when most humans are between only 2.5 and 3.5, but you really need 4.5 to even get to somewhere better than Earth. You want to get off of Earth. You want your soul to ascend out of Earth system. That's just the drama here. That's the truth and the reality of here. We're in a spiritual war and we lost. It's losing. It will lose. Like we said earlier, this is a rescue mission. Not Messiah save you. You still got to do the work. But here, it's the tools for free. No copyrights. Because you need to ascend. All humanity needs to ascend. We want to help everyone with this information. There should be no paywalls and no taxes. No, it should be free. And I'm not talking about my membership paywall. That's because I'm asking for assistance and people have come to that call. Because I decided to do this full time in my life. 100 hours a week. Easy. So I do between 300 to 400 hours a week. A month. And I swear, I'm not joking. It's like minimum wage. Maybe some guys are much bigger and making money and selling products, and I should sell products, but my own created products or my crystals. So I'm just saying that because thank you guys for helping me so much. Thank you. Bless you. Machiwa. It's me, Miss V369. Hey, Anahazi, she left a question. Thank you for supporting this work, Cleveland. Who are the animatron angels at Hoover Dam supposed to be? I don't know. Let me check real quick. Oops, sorry. It doesn't let me. What? Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm checking. Ah, man. It's just a weird spelling, right? Animatron. Chikas Masu. Are you talking about it if it refers to animatronics? Is that what you're talking about? Animatronics? Or the fictional or artistic concept? Sorry, I got to throw it back to you for a second, and if you let me know, then I'll find out. Okay? Because I'm not personally familiar. That's why I had to look it up. Celine, when I found this channel and community, and then finding Ashana's teachings, I felt like it was what I've been searching for my whole life. And I can say the same thing as Celine did. Perfectly. It's like you go through a spiritual journey, and most of the stuff at the beginning just was a distraction until I found these teachings. That other teachings just kind of, it never satisfied me. But these teachings, this was the first time I ever felt satisfied that this is truth. I felt what resonance was. Resonance with it. Like my DNA knows this is truth. Your DNA, you guys, that's why Ashana says, if you feel like you're attracted to this work, you are an indigo child. And there's only millions of us. So we're very valuable that we're waking up. It's just think about this. As we are waking up, it's very valuable, very needed. And so, because all of us know people, all of us can reach people, all of us can help one person even. You're a guardian coming here to help. Help rescue, not save. It's kind of hard. I don't mean to be confusing. We're not like giving people their DNA. They have to create it on their own. This is Creator God's intention. You're meant to make your free will choices. And so you're going to go up or down based on your thoughts. That's Creator God. It's not something you make up. It's not something you can change if you want, but that's not aligned with the original intention of Creator. There is divine right order. God does have a preference, but God doesn't, and the guardians don't condone what the fallen beings do. Tonight's topic, God doesn't condone fallen angelic actions and thoughts, but God allows phantom beings, phantom consciousness, doesn't destroy it because it could. God allows because God gave free will. Now, religions will take that and freaking distort it. It's not complicated. You have free will even in your religion, because in your religion you're asked to make a choice. So you're going to make a choice to believe in the Messiah or whatever you needed to believe, whatever things you need to do, or realize, okay, because this is a personal thing that all of you have to go to. You can't have a savior do it for you. And that's all a scam anyways. There's no sacrifice, man, in God. That's the hologram distortion. You see a hallmark of distorted God when it has anything to do with death or sacrifice. You see it. Look, you see it. It makes itself naked. It is those false poser spiritual people saying they're spiritual, just speaking lip service to Christ consciousness, but not actually speaking it or doing it. I gotta get a drink. You will see those people a mile away, and you don't allow it to trigger you anymore. It's not worth your time, brother, sister, to be triggered over some low vibe person calling himself spiritual and being a jerk off, right? That's not very loving. Being distorted. See, we get in the habit of correcting ourselves in a loving way. Don't beat yourself up because you make too many mistakes in a row or something, or you're not up to par, you think. Bless you and your mistakes. Those are learning lessons. Eventually you learn because there's proof, because you have a higher self. So part of yourself made it, is there. So heal thyself and return back to self, back to source. Return back to God. Machiwa. But you ain't doing that through judgment. You're not doing that through hate, through prejudice, racism, You're not doing this through elitist. You're not doing this through sacrifice. That should be logical. If you are truly a good person, you would never think about killing someone. So something like war is not holy, but it's called holy war. God's holy wars, huh? Nothing's holy about war. That is not creator. That's an imposter spirit. And you, light, guardians have to say something about it. Guardians have to shine light on distortion. That's why guardians came here, to show you the distortion, and you can decide with your free will. Do you believe in that? When we talk about these fallen angelic beings? Oh no. You think it's this other way. And that is your free will. Remember, not in the religion, but in the law of one, where everyone is equal, all are God, all are sacred and important and valuable. All. And you can have this divine being come into the hologram experience and become distorted, because that's allowed. God allows it, but once again, don't forget that God doesn't condone distortion or darkness or, anything we call evil. Bless you, and you're awakening to that truth. It is not, divine right order is not opinion. That is God's preference right there. Unconditional omni-love. That's God's path. Anything else is distortion. Distortion simply means not of the original, like this. There is the original, and then this is like a down step of it, like not as great as the original, because it's missing less. I mean, it has less. Literally, for example, dimension 3 has less frequency than dimension 4. It is literally less, but not in intrinsic value. Everything is equal, the same. But each level has more, because it's like bandwidth. You have a kilobyte of bandwidth at first, and then you go into a megabyte of bandwidth. Now you're into gigabytes, terabytes. Anyways, you evolve. Each level isn't more better or more sacred or more important. They're all equal. It's all Creator God. And on this journey, we discover that within ourselves, within our own inner Templar, our own inner Christos, our own inner God spark. And believers only club will say that's blasphemy. You can't, how dare you say you're God? You see, they don't even know what distortion is. They're just exposing themselves as a spiritual ass, when they talk this condescending, hateful, judgmental energy towards your way. They're pious. They're coming straight from ego, mochiwa. It's like you go to someone and they got this huge pimple on their forehead, a huge one. This ego is freaking huge. It's swollen ego. These people come to you with a swollen, it's damn kind of ego. So, and you better believe fallen angelics have super egos. That is the, how some of the beginnings, because I will make, not this coming up one, but a future one, talk about the very beginnings of the secret space program. It was a lot more primitive. There is stuff about Antarctica. I'll go into that too eventually. Machiwa. It's just like a great time to be alive, because when you have the most adversity, when you have a lot of adversity, you evolve much, much, much quicker. So this is a very desired time to be alive, because if your soul comes during this time, you're going to have so much, like it's not fun to brag about or cheer about, that we have so much adversity here, so many problems here. Oh, well, you knew that. Your higher self knew this. I'm going to put myself in this adversity because I want my soul to expand faster. See, you're here because your higher self wants to expand faster. And maybe you forgot and you're not doing your part. Well, you're ungrateful, what do you call this, incarnate. You're just an ungrateful incarnate. Selfish, sitting in the ego. I'm trying to send you some astral projection. I'm trying to send you some spiritual enlightenment. And what do? This is deep ego dialogue with yourself. You're like head smack just listening to your own ego. You can't believe it. What? I don't want to hear no more nonsense from my ego. I transmute my ego. I heal my negative ego. My positive ego is not a bad thing. I gotta keep drinking water. It's not as refreshing with lemon water, so it's a fallen angelic warfare, man, with the guardian angelic nations. And you realize you're starting to become aware of a lot of the fallen angelic alien races, but maybe you don't know a lot about the guardian angelic nations. But I have made videos about the Lyran feline blue skin people. And so these weren't for sure blue skin, always blue skin, but I know there is blue skin ones because I've seen them. And so I've even seen myself as one. And some of you have been reporting that as well, that you feel like you're connected to the feline Anuhazi, the Christos race. So that's a 12th dimensional level of yourself. Your Christos is the Christ. You are one of these aware beings who came to this planet. We're part of an awakening process. It's natural. It's supposed to happen. It is happening. But not everyone's going to awaken to truth. Some people are still going to be falling in their consciousness. You're going to have a lot of people awakening during this time, but also a lot of people falling. So that's where I was talking. There's going to be deaths happening, which was part of a contract. You're meant to go out that way. Your soul knows it. Your soul is the one that knows your exact time of death. Okay, so remember, you're only 1/12 of the soul while you're on earth, a piece of it. But it's your own soul who sent itself here. Now, itself is becoming aware of itself and reclaiming itself. That was the agenda. In Ascension, you reclaim that dormant DNA, awaken that sleeping DNA, in other words. And then it's now part of your, awareness. It's now part of your knowledge. It's part of your memory. You regain it like a sudden download of information crammed into those precious moments. You just took this big influx of data of it's like a download. It's like a walk-in. Comes in, updates. That's what some of these people from the secret space program, they take you 20 and back, so you go into the future, get put into a clone body. So when you see these whistleblowers who have gone through the 20 and back, you're looking at one of their clones, the present clone. And you better believe that there's all kinds of fighting over clones, control over clones. Some of them are very valuable. If you get certain person's clone, control of it, you can make copies of it, replicas of it, do whatever you want with it. Pimp it out, pimp that body, that clone body out, pimp this one out, and then it's crazy science fiction, it sounds like, but no, it's real things that are happening in our reality, in our world, in our drama at the higher echelons of society. People who got the millions and billions, who have the resources, who have the insider knowledge, an advantage over most humans who don't even know about med beds, don't believe in them. People who don't believe in a third eye think it's fake and BS. When millions of us experience it, feel it, like real energy running through your freaking middle of your head, between your brow and your middle, this area is your third eye. You'll feel it. It's strong. It should be strong, especially if you did medicine of some sort, or natural, depending on your skill level. Because you can always train and become better, become a novice, become a expert, become a master. So you go through levels of, you would say, skill level. It is a skill level you're developing. And so, I don't know, you guys. It's kind of cool to combine some of this secret space program with Christos information, because you guys, some of you will start to remember space program stuff, because I'm starting to think of some memories, and it blows your mind, because you were watching videos about some of this stuff, and then you find yourself as possibly involved in this stuff too. Like I told you guys about my UFO, and I feel like I was returned to my body. So I don't remember being gone. I just remember being returned. It was the most profound thing. There's no denial, because I just saw a UFO disappear in front of me. And then within minutes, I don't even know why it took minutes. Maybe they were observing or getting permission. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. But about 5 minutes later, after I saw the UFO disappear, I saw it go across the mountain horizon. That's how no, it was brilliant though, like a comet, like a falling meteorite. You see the thing go across the sky and then not stop, but come suddenly to a slower speed. Now I could see the thing. It was a UFO, not a comet. And then it goes across the sky for about 3 or 4 seconds. And then I see it start to cloak, go invisible. It was even a blue light in there. I saw a blue energy light. And then it disappeared. And then, so I was for the next 5 minutes tripping out of what I just witnessed fly. And I was just happened to be walking that direction. And then 5 minutes later, I felt the most extraordinary energy come through my body. And I can only explain that as being outside my body and then being returned. Because I felt the return. It's hard to explain. Unless you've had something similar. I don't know if people can relate, but I felt the return coming back. And it was so powerful. I will never forget that feeling. So, blessings, holy ones. Thank you for hanging with me, man. You guys are awesome. Even till 8:30. Well, my time, 8:30. Most likely one of your protectors. Wow. Thanks, Elixir Vision. Oh, Stardust Goddess? Really? I see a blue and white light in the sky above me at all times. That's crazy, right? The divine, the EMCEE saw my message first, UFO? Wow. You saw your first UFO during the beginning of Lionsgate Portal, right when I found your vids. Wow, that's a sign, right? I have an itch, but I don't like to touch my own, your face. So I itch that way. What's up, homies? No, seriously, it's awesome to be hanging with you. I need to cook tomorrow. I sometimes I make that big pot of vegan electric chili, right? But when it goes out, sometimes I get lazy. I don't cook right away again. So I have to end up eating some of the junk food in my house. Only I call it junk food. It's like it's my stash for doomsday, right? It's my survival food. Cans of soup that have years of life on it. And so if nothing bad happens, I will at least still eat it. So I end up eating some of it when I run out of my vegan food. So it's been ridiculous, right? I think I need to think of something that's easier to cook, that doesn't take much time, but is still vegan. Dude, the Windows crashed again. Christopher Velez. I had my early family all go on broad. Are you talking about my Zoom, Stardust? I know you were on my Zoom, right? You're cool, Stardust. Yeah, it's a cool story. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Master Light. I appreciate that. I mean, seriously, because that was the only thing about. I mean, hey, if I didn't work so much, I wouldn't mind having the time to cook, but I don't have the time. And so sometimes I make the priority work instead of cooking the food I need to eat all the time, because there's no one else here. No one else is going to cook for me or, make the dinner tonight, right? It's always got to be me. So I'm not perfect, and I'm transparent like that. So I'm still going to give the best advice to you, and hopefully you can do better than I can. Yeah, it's just harder. I would just say harder when you're on a busy schedule to do everything you can to make this a temple. I'm not doing a good job all the time, but I still know the right advice to give to you guys. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but how can I when I'm being transparent about it? I prefer honesty. And that develops the credibility of my channel, and people appreciate honesty and truth and transparency. They get suspicious around people who are not transparent, right? Thank you, Sir Magnism. I do it for all of us, for myself included. I'm so happy to have you guys in my life. Like a lot of you, I didn't even know 2 years ago. Maybe some of you longer, because I started this channel. I think I created it at the end of 2021, and then maybe a few videos in 2022. I was going through my homelessness, so it took a lot of my time. I couldn't full scale videos until I really had my PC up and running. So some of you have been with me since I was in my tent. Bless you who have. Yeah. But yeah, you guys, I'm going to kind of like bring it down to an end. It's been a great live. I thought it went well. And we talked a lot about different aspects of fallen angels. I hope you guys got some clarity on really what this perspective is. And I don't know, it's just hard for some people, and I can understand. I can relate, because I was on the other side of the coin before, where I was stressed out trying to find some spiritual confirmation in my life, and I didn't have anything until I smoked, because I never thought about trying that to become psychic. But that's, I was 3D oriented, really, so I didn't make the best choices. Like there's a lot of things I wish I could go back and transmute, but it all needed to happen, right? Stephen Oswald, yeah, what's up, brother? Woo, all right, man, I'll keep it up. But thank you for the support, and thank you for the cheer. Thank you, Sir Madism. Thank you, Celine, for sharing that, by the way. And I'm working on this part 2, you guys, of the Secret Space Program. I'm so happy to cover it, because I feel it's so vital in understanding the greater Emerald Order information. When we have real life examples in our drama playing out, because of these secret societies, these secret parts of the government, the secret military organizations, crazy stuff like a secret space program, which is hard to believe, yes. But when you start revealing this stuff, once again, you feel it in your DNA. It will change your life. We had a comment from one of our sisters tonight. It changed her life. Thank you, Celine, Star Sister. Bless you, sister. It's much needed, and thank you so much. I'm so happy to have caring people even if you're not donating, thank you guys for sharing space with us. Thank you to a special shout out to my moderators. Thank all of you, Sarah Holder, sweetheart, Stardust Goddess, Indigo Wizard, Celine, those who are not here, like Starman's is OG. He's one of the first. We also have a little alien. She pops in and out when she can. Bless all of you guys, and wow, 111 people. 111 people. Homies. What's up, homies? Yeah. Yeah, we're all awakening, man. We're all going through this mess. We're finding our way through this quagmire. Together. As family. Love your family. Cheer on each other. Support each other when you can. I thank all of you who supported me tonight. This is how I get by. Now I can buy more cat food, more survival food, more vegetables for my vegan diet. I can pay my car insurance, stuff like that. Pay my rent for real. You guys are helping me pay my rent. That's my lifeblood. You are my lifeblood. So this is why I serve. It's a win-win situation for both of us. This is my purpose. I'm meant to teach you, share with you. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm just reminding you of what you already know. This is awakening information. This is, hey, you know this. You're a spiritual badass. What's up? We're all equal. We talk to each other as equals. We love each other as equals. And I want to ask you guys to help me give out a prayer. Machiwa. Yeah, before we leave, right? Get a prayer. 1 second. Woohoo! Party time. What's going on? I don't even know his real name, but I know his profile name, Master J. If we can all send some positive energy, healing energy, loving energy to our brother, Master J. And he's just going through a lot in his health. He feels like pain all the time. It's hard to explain his whole situation. I'll just keep that part private, but send some healing energy, some loving energy to our brother who simply goes by Master J. See it, feel it, know it. And so it is, right? Thank you. Thank you, guys. And we can say our affirmations. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. And I recommend you guys all learn that. It's in these teachings. We share it on our members area, and you guys please support this work if you can. Those who haven't checked out these videos, take a look. It's like buying me a cup of coffee for $5, or whatever. You go to a cappuccino place and get those espressos. Send your brother one. $5 membership even. Bless all of you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Look out for that video. If I don't get it done by Friday, hopefully it should definitely be Monday, but hopefully maybe Friday or the weekend. And you guys, if you can, share it, spread the love by sharing it, and the link to the YouTube video or whatever, or just mention it or something. Bless all of you. Thank you for being here with me and each other. This is our time, our indigo, our starseed time together. So many loving people. We're all capable of such great love, truly. Yeah, that's right, fam, says Lauren Wisdom. Tracy Ann, thank you, sister. Thank you, fam, says Alexa Vision. Everyone's sending loves and hearts and kisses. Peace, you guys. Experience eternal, it's eternal too. Internal peace, inner peace. Just repeat the 12 attitudes of mastery. Repeat the 12 attitudes of mastery. Get them all memorized so you can say them really fast. If you need help memorizing them, make some little index cards and have someone test you, or record it on your phone and play it back to test yourself. We can learn these affirmations. We can learn this powerful words. Speak words of power, make changes in our life, make a change in this world, put intention, manifest. Manifest what you want to experience on earth. Bring it. I am Christ Star. I am Christ Star. I am Christ Star. There are fallen angels. Yes, they are real. You are the light. You are the positive guardian angelic nations. You are the beings remembering yourselves. There's lots of distortions, so we're not perfect here. We acknowledge that. But we are striving to be our greatest selves. We strive to be within unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, reverent respect to all life, co-create, coexist, love all each other. We're all blessed children of God. Just understand, you are alive, you are breathing, you are in the world, you are a child of God. Doesn't matter your skin color, we are all equal in God. There's only one creator. There is no such thing as plural gods. If you are talking about some gods, you're talking about fallen angels. All these gods are fallen angels in religion. All religions. They're asking for worship. We learned what fallen angels, how they're getting sustained through worship. They're eating. You're the banquet. They're eating your life force. You're feeding them with your free will. Path of chaos survives off of spiritual chumps. So don't be a spiritual chump. Get your chakra, your Templar activated, homie. Get the F out of Earth. Bless you. You did a good job this time around, I hope. Now you can move on. Move on. Move on. Don't stay on Earth. My Chiwa. You're an old soul. You've had enough. Come on. You want to move on to the advanced stuff, right? You want to be immortal again, right? You don't want to have to eat any more animals or fruits, or you want to be self-sustaining. When you're immortal, you don't need to sleep either. You're self-sustaining. You are the immortals. Good night, immortals. I love you. Bless all of you. Let's say I am God first. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. And so it is when you proclaim it, see it, feel it, know it. Just know my chihuahua. Yeah, you guys. We all have a mighty potential. You're going to do great things. All of you can. All of you will. Come on, let's do this together. See you guys soon. Yeah, baby. What's up? Send me some love. I'll wait for your love, baby. What's up? My chihuahua.